where it's all aligning for Cara again, and this is supposed to be Tia's year.
Mm-hmm.
And is this going to be like Tia have to wait another year?
Yeah.
And it was just this amazing push to the finish. It was set up the event before with the early rep count on the 2-2-2-3 interval, where
that's right. Cara came across first. Yeah,
she got pointed to the mat a couple reps early, so there was a little bit of like, ooh, what's going to happen? That was, you just couldn't script that, right? Like. Yeah. It was like, oh, okay, well, now it's over because Tia's going to finish. And that left arm breaks, and you're like, uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, well, all right, well, Car needs to... It was like everything you say that needs to happen happened in that sequential order. I remember we're at the Day at the Game set, watching it happen in the beer garden. And I didn't realize the face I was making. And I looked over at Dan Bailey, and he's making the face back at me. And we're like, it's like it was like watching with the face of the crowd the first time the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania. And you could hear a pin drop in the beer garden, which is amazing given how many liquored up Wisconsinites were in that beer hall. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
All right, Lauren, what do you got? Same one?
Has there ever... Well, that was on my list. Has there ever been an event where nobody really knew who the winner was until it was announced of the game?
So it was close. I
think it was... I would go maybe, 2015 and 2016, those years with Katrin and...
yes.
Yeah, where the podium was the exact same. That was somewhat in doubt.
So in 2015, it was in doubt, obviously. Same 2015, 2016 for the women, it was in doubt. You weren't really sure. Interestingly enough, and this doesn't get talked about enough, but the overall lead actually changed hands between Pedal to the Metal 1 and 2 for the men in 2015. Matt Fraser was actually ahead by 4 points, I think, going into Pedal to the Metal 2.
I think you're right. Right.
But since it was a back-to-back, we didn't have time to sit with it, calculate it, talk about the points.
Interesting.
And then what took the wind out of the sails for that was that he hit failure on the handstand push-ups, and then Ben Smith ran away with it. So, but it did change hands in that final one for both of the Catch and Tia. We did have to wait a little bit, especially that second year. We weren't sure because. Cashin wasn't able to finish, and she got capped, and it was like, how many people can Tia beat to the finish line to maybe win for sure?
So you're up, Lauren.
Okay, we are going to go back to 2018.
Ooh.
We're going to go into North Park. It was a very warm day from my memory. And none of the athletes knew the expectation. They didn't know the rep scheme
all right.
for the workout chaos.
I think that's a great...
That, to me, I would love for them to do another workout like that because, I mean, you had no idea who to bet your money on to win the event, regardless of the movements and what athletes' strengths were, because they didn't know how many reps were required. So how do you step on the engine or throttle back? Nobody knew. It was so much fun. I truthfully don't know how any athlete goes out there and does pistols cold, because I would tear an ACL and end up in a wheelchair out of there. But it just is so incredible to watch. Like, to me, that is true athleticism. To just go out there, have no idea what you're doing, and being able to do it on the spot.
I think if you were going to sum up to someone who knew nothing about CrossFit, like, what is it that you guys do? You could probably show them that event and be like, this is what it's all about: unknown and unknowable, and being able to adapt to a situation and overcome a physical challenge. And that event was really, really cool to watch.
And the name Chaos seemed we excel at chaos.
All right,
I'm with you, Lauren. My patella tendon would have ended up in the third row. It would have been a nice
take home a knee day today here in the North Park.
First one lucky fan will walk away with a new tendon. That's great.
Like a Gallagher show, but Tommy's ACL.
You're in the splash zone.
All right, what do you got?
So I was curious. I have another 2018 one up there too, but it's not going to be my top one. This one is going to be the most like clear cut one that I could pick. It's 2019. It's Matt's final lift in the Max Clean Showdown. And the first time we had like the spotlight style lift. All the wackiness of 2019 as a year, cuts,